Oh, hello. What a busy weekend. Let's get started. A clay sculpture was from almost 3,000 years ago, maybe the face of Yahweh, aka God, aka the big guy, aka Yeezy. Some people dispute this, leading at least one parent to claim that this looks kind of like the shitty pottery their kid made during one of their art phases. For some reason, the anglerfish is in the news, and for reasons anyone would understand, they are not talking about the female of the species who performs all of the tasks, but the man who evolution has simply made a dick with a heart, a significant improvement over just dick. SpaceX celebrated its first successful round trip with astronauts in the cleverly named SpaceX capsule. The codename was Steven, which may explain the mix-up between the baby names. Anyway, this was a first successful test of bringing astronauts to and from the space station. This is a big deal, but I have to question the wisdom of the astronauts to return to Earth right now, of all times. Coronavirus unemployment benefits expired this weekend, leading many in the country to lose a vital lifeline that pretends to signal mass homelessness and poverty in America. I spoke with a friend who's a high-level state employee, an economist, and she said, we're fucked. That is her professional opinion. Along the same lines, the owner of Lord & Taylor, Men's Warehouse, and others declared bankruptcy. It's the latest retail company to face such a decision. With the increased fears about coronavirus and people working from home, fewer suits and high-end clothing has been needed, including a very distinct lack of pants. And because deaths exceed 150,000 people, they've already buried a whole lot of their business. Portland protests have seemed to calm down since federal agents backed off. This is consistent with research from 2015 and any other person who's been to a protest. In local news, I attended a counter-protest to the Back the Blue rally. The Black the Blue rally had plenty of heart and they had plenty of love. Lots of signs that said they backed the blue and that Jesus loved law enforcement. And one woman only gets on her knees for Jesus, to which her husband replied, I know. I will say there were more cops watching the Rockford Youth Abolitionist group than masks in the entire Back the Blue crowd. Now, I left at about 11:15, but I did see some white supremacists show up and agitate the counter-protesters whom I were with. There were some arrests, but last I read today, all protesters were being released. I'm still following the story. However, something that doesn't require much following is a post by local government official and police officer John Cabello. He posted on Facebook what appeared to be an incitement for violence. A person posted, "Is it time to lock and load?" And Cabello said, "Not yet, but be ready." Unsurprisingly, no good cops called him on it. It's unknown if Cabello was joking, but he said concern about his words were cancel culture, so we can be sure that he has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. Pun intended. Zooming back out, Microsoft announced plans to purchase TikTok not long after Trump signaled he intended to ban the social media company. He seemed to soften after Microsoft agreed not to let K-pop stans make him look like a fool any longer. There was no comment from anyone about how TikTok will continue to collect large amounts of data from its users. Everything else should be fine as long as the owners remained in America. But since the coronavirus came, I have lost about half of my Patreon support. But if you would like to support, I will put a link in the description, I suppose. I don't know if that counts as a paid advertisement. I think that's enough. Is that enough? Maybe. Well, we'll just have to learn to live with it.